I can send this to your email if you want.
Oh, okay, cool. And I always put super. You can see that this headlight is still a little bit foggy, even though this is completely polished and I even shaved it. It's just a little bit hazy, but I think it's on the inside. This one over here literally looks brand freaking new. This one's gonna be the problem. Basically empty, so we'll see what a full tank at $4.19 costs. Oh, just stopped, less than 40 bucks. I need to get a quick release hub. So hopefully that check engine light goes away after a little bit of driving. Alright, we're gonna try this now. So I added the entire can. So let's see. It's probably still gonna misfire right now. Only because obviously I just got gas. Like while this was misfiring, because I thought I fixed it with the coil packs. So of course I had a pretty full tank. Still really do. So obviously the solvent isn't going to be properly mixed, but after driving it around it'll mix up into the tank, and hopefully after this first trip it'll be starting to work. But let's give her a shot. Well, pump the gas. It's been sitting for a couple days and it's been pretty cold. So it was a little shaky at first. She fires up strong and it's not shaky at all right now, but I know that if I stay parked here for a minute, it's gonna start shaking. So this is actually like a week later. I was originally filming this. I'm gonna trash all those other clips because the car started misfiring on my way to work. So I went to O'Reilly's. O'Reilly's couldn't pull the code. So then after work I went to AutoZone. AutoZone pulled the code and it was a coil pack error. So I bought a new coil pack there. Well, they didn't have it, so I had to drive about 20 minutes towards home and then past home. Bought a coil pack, replaced it in the parking lot because it's just two 10mm bolts, and then realized that cylinder 1, because cylinder 1 was the one misfiring, and cylinder 3 had the coil pack. So coil pack on cylinder 3 connects to cylinder 1 with a ignition plug, or ignition wire, and they didn't have that in stock, of course. So I drove it home. The next day I took it to work again and it was misfiring again. So I knew, okay, better get that ignition wire. So I went to the O'Reilly's that's up the road from work, because it's the distribution center also, so they always have everything, and got the wires. $80, or it was like 85 or something. Got the ignition wires, changed them in the parking lot at work. So I changed cylinders 1 and 4, I want to say it was, because if I'm remembering correctly, it's cylinders 2 and 3 that have the coil packs, and then 1 and 4 are the wires. Just off of memory, I'm pretty sure that's correct. But anyways, so I replaced both wires. While I was changing the coil pack, I realized that they were already both new, but I changed it anyway in case there was something wrong with it. I probably should have returned it, but whatever. So both coil packs and both ignition wires are new. All 4 spark plugs were already new, and they were pre-gapped. So officially all of my ignition is new. So that's obviously not the issue because it's still misfiring. My light still flashes on. It does it on cold start only though. So after doing some research, misfires on cold starts tend to be fuel issues, because after everything gets warmed up, it usually goes away, which in my case it does. So to avoid buying a $200 fuel injector for cylinder 1, I dumped some coolant, or I'm sorry, not some coolant, some cleaner into the tank, and I'm gonna try that I'm gonna try a couple of them. So I'm gonna run this one, and when my tank gets almost empty, I'm gonna dump another one in there and top off with some like Shell or Techron fuel, some good fuel. And if my issue goes away, which I'm hoping it does, it confirms that it is probably either fuel filter or the injector, or maybe it's a ton of carbon buildup. I don't know, but that'll kind of help eliminate it'll help trim the possible issues, let's just say, because if it works, that means that it's a fuel issue, and then at least I kind of have a direction to go in, because at this point I'm like $200 in on ignition stuff, and that wasn't it. So, and it's not useless, new parts. It's 156,000 miles on this car, so new parts are only gonna help in the long run, but right now it's throwing money at stuff that's not fixing the problem. So we're gonna drive this. I've let it warm up here for about 5 minutes now, so I'm gonna go ahead and drive it. It's probably gonna misfire on my way, as it always does. Actually, it's doing it right now. So the whole car is starting to, you can't really see it, but the whole car is kind of shaking right now. Idling, my idle is staying pretty even. There it goes. So there's the code for the misfire. Right on point. But then watch, if I give it gas, just a little bit, the shake goes completely away, and that's only another 500 RPMs. The shake, well, that's moving just because the car just rattles a little bit, but unfortunately the only way to get that cleaner moving through the system and doing its job is to run the engine. So as much as it sucks to have it be misfiring, I kind of have to drive it to get that stuff moving through. So we'll give it another few minutes, try to let everything level itself out a little bit, and then I'm gonna start heading to work, and I'm gonna try to stay in high RPMs. Not really a difficult thing in a 5-speed, but yeah, I'll try to stay in like 4th gear and just like rev high, try to get everything moving. So yeah, I will update you in a little bit. Again, I had all of this pre-recorded last week, but all of them were for solutions that inevitably didn't work, so I wanted to just kind of scrap that and start fresh, and this is what this is. See, after it warms up, it drives mint. Well, as much as a 1.8 liter can drive. And notice how loud it is. But, I mean, again, it runs mint. So, it kind of is confirming that it's a fuel issue, and maybe once everything is flowing, it goes away. If it's a bad injector, it could be leaking fuel into the cylinder while it's parked, and that's why when you cold start it, there's so much extra fuel to burn, causing a misfire. Or it could be the other way around, and maybe fuel isn't getting into cylinder 1 strong enough, and it misfires until there's a strong enough flow going. So I don't know. Either way, I do think it's a fuel issue, and hopefully this will show me that. But anyways, like I said, we're on my way to work. It's about a 35-minute drive to work. For those who aren't in Texas, that's about 20 miles. Texans understand why I have to say that. I don't get it, but it's a Texan thing, I guess. driving mint, so hopefully this is a good sign. But let's just get that stuff moving through the system and cleaning everything out. I'm trying to be as fuel inefficient as I can. So I've got the air moving, I've got my radio blasting, I'm hitting 4,000 RPMs, just trying to burn as much fuel as I can so I can dump another can of cleaning solution in there and some better fuel, and we're just gonna keep cycling it out. But let's get it. Well, notice how the car isn't shaking like crazy when I turn the air conditioning off. And then first gear and reverse, which usually would shake every bolt in the car loose, trying to get them to engage, are smooth as butter now for some reason. And then every other gear is, it's like it's got power for once through all the other gears. Oh, it's literally driving like a freaking dream right now. Probably can't hear that because it's kind of windy today, but it's idling freaking perfect. Like it's locked on 900 RPMs and not moving a hair. The check engine light is still on. I'm hopeful that this is going to be the fix. It's driving better than it has driven since I've owned it, but fingers crossed it just continues to get better. Ah, shit. I forgot those. There we go.